Commander HFY studied the primitive blue world through the observation deck of his flagship, the Eternal Dominion. Behind him, 10,000 vessels of the hegemony fleet stretched across space like a metallic constellation, each ship bristling, with weapons that had conquered 100 worlds. Such a small planet, he mused to his aide, Lieutenant Veltar. Yet they refuse our generous offer of servitude. Veltar's mandibles clicked nervously. Commander, perhaps we underestimate them. The humans have spread to 7 star systems in less than 3 centuries. That's unprecedented expansion speed. HFY's 4 eyes narrowed. Irrelevant. No species has ever resisted the hegemony for more than a solar cycle. These humans will kneel like all the others. The communication array crackled to life. A human face appeared on the screen, weathered, scarred, with eyes like chips of ice. Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Defense Force stared back at them with unsettling calm. "This is our final transmission," Chen said, her voice carrying across the void. "We've received your ultimatum. Our answer remains unchanged. No." HFY leaned forward, his ceremonial armor gleaming. "Admiral Chen, you speak for 8 billion souls. Are you truly willing to sacrifice them all for your pride?" Chen's expression didn't waver. "Commander, you've conquered 43 civilizations. Each one knelt because they calculated survival. You're about to learn why humans don't." The transmission ended. HFY turned to his tactical officer. "Begin orbital bombardment. Make it swift." "Sir," the officer's voice trembled, "I'm detecting massive energy signatures from the planet's surface, thousands of them. On the tactical display, Earth erupted with light. Not the light of cities dying, but something else entirely. Brilliant pillars of energy lanced upward from every continent, piercing the atmosphere and reaching into space like the fingers of an angry god. Impossible," HFY breathed. "No planetary defense grid can generate that much power." "Commander," the sensor operator called out. "The energy beams, they're not targeting us. They're targeting empty space around us." Veltar's eyes widened in sudden understanding. "They're not trying to destroy us. Space itself began to tear. Reality fractured like glass around the hegemony fleet. Dimensional rifts split open, revealing the howling void between universes. But these weren't random tears. They were precise, calculated, forming a perfect sphere around the alien Armada. Admiral Chen's voice echoed across all frequencies. "You wanted to know what makes humans different. We don't just fight to survive. We fight to win. And we never, ever stop learning." The truth hit HFY like a physical blow. The rapid expansion Veltar had mentioned, humans hadn't just spread to 7 star systems. They'd been studying something. Every world they'd colonized, every deep space probe they'd sent out, it had all been preparation for this moment. "They've been mapping dimensional weak points," he whispered. "Every battle they've lost to us, every ship we've destroyed, they were learning. Learning how our technology works, how our shields operate, how our—" The rifts began to collapse inward. The hegemony's mighty vessels, ships that had weathered the fire of entire civilizations, started to buckle under forces that existed outside. Normal space-time. Hull plating that could withstand stellar radiation crumpled like paper. Energy shields designed to deflect planet killers flickered and died. "Emergency jump to hyperspace," HFY commanded. "Can't, sir. The dimensional distortion is interfering with our jump drives." Chen's face reappeared on every screen in the fleet. "For 2 years, you've been hunting us across the galaxy. You've destroyed our colonies, enslaved our people, and demanded our surrender. But here's what you never understood about humanity. We've been preparing for bullies like you since we lived in caves. The dimensional sphere contracted further. Ships began to implode, their matter compressed beyond the threshold of atomic stability. The flagship's hull groaned ominously. The humans, Veltar gasped, his breathing apparatus struggling with the gravitational distortions. They turned, their entire civilization into a weapon. Every human settlement, every research station, it's all connected. One massive dimensional manipulation array. HFY watched his invincible armada disintegrate. Ships that had conquered worlds were being consumed by forces that existed between the cracks of reality itself. This wasn't warfare. It was applied physics turned into an art of annihilation. "Sir!" the communications officer called out. "Admiral Chen is hailing us!" The human woman appeared one final time, and now HFY could see what he'd missed before. Those weren't just scars on her face. They were marks of someone who'd lost everything and rebuilt herself into something harder. Her calm wasn't resignation. It was the peace that came with absolute certainty. "Commander HFY," she said, "you're about to become the first hegemony fleet in galactic history to be completely annihilated. When your superiors investigate, tell them this: humanity doesn't surrender. We adapt, we learn, we overcome, and we remember." The dimensional sphere collapsed to a single point of impossible density, then exploded outward in a cascade of exotic energy that rewrote local space-time. When the light faded, where 10,000 ships had floated in formation, only empty space remained, along with a single escape pod containing a traumatized hegemony commander and his aide. As Earth's dimensional defense grid powered down, Admiral Chen stood before the Global Defense Council. The room was silent except for the gentle hum of life support systems. "The message has been sent," she reported quietly. "Every species in hegemony space will know what happened here. Some will fear us. Others will see hope for the first time in generations." She looked out through the reinforced windows at the stars. Stars that belonged to free worlds, not conquered ones. Humanity has announced itself to the galaxy, not as subjects, but as liberators. The age of the hegemony is over. In the depths of space, HFY's pod drifted toward the nearest hegemony outpost, carrying news that would shake the foundations of galactic civilization. Humans didn't just fight back. They fought forward, turning their entire existence into a declaration that freedom, once earned, could never be surrendered. The stars themselves bore witness to the truth Admiral Chen had spoken. Humanity had shattered more than ships that day. They had shattered the very concept of inevitable defeat.